and ultimately a cold war between major nations with seemingly no end is just the start. Right away we have the issue that Donkey Kong technically doesn't have time points, aging, or any of that stuff, but it does progress. A good example of this being the original DK is the same as Cranky Kong. So yeah, these characters will age. For the sake of this, I'll be referring to years starting at 0 ADK when we saw the birth of the funny gorilla guy in Yoshi's Island DS. And then we're gonna hardly bring up these time points because it's irrelevant to most of these games. I'm just gonna use release dates. Essentially what happens here is Kamek, Bowser's assistant slash dad, who looks the exact same as every Magic Koopa on the planet, why are these the same design, believes that baby Mario and Luigi are gonna pose as threats across the Koopa Kingdom. By the way, I gotta say this now, this is not a Mario timeline. I'm only looking at the stuff that specifically correlates with this freak. Maybe another. So Kamek goes around stealing babies just for the love of the game, and a peeved-off stork swoops in and rescues baby Mario and Luigi. They get dropped down to Yoshi's Island and embark on a quest to rescue a bunch of stolen babies. Gotta add here that DK wasn't in the first Yoshi's Island, we don't care. Partway through, he helps rescue Peach from some not-Kong monkeys. They get done, destroyed, and now this creature is infecting our screens. Then the rest of the game happens. Mario shows up and never finds his parents. This is the start of Wario's empire. And then baby Bowser gets into a fight with his future self who time traveled for the sole purpose of slaughtering baby Italian. Yeah, okay. But that fails and DK is dropped off on Donkey Kong Island, Congo Bongo, the Kong Kingdom. It doesn't matter what you call it, he's there. At the end, it's revealed that all 7 major Mario characters of the story have been blessed as the star children, meaning that they're capable of great, powerful, and wonderful things. This also means the Yoshi we've been following in Yoshi's Island isn't the main Yoshi. The main one is like the one in Yoshi's story in that god-awful crafting game where he has like a fungal disease. He looks like he's molding. And one more thing I need to establish now. I'm gonna assume because of this, modern day DK is in his mid-20s, which is the same as Mario in this story. I mean, Miyamoto said that Mario's 24. That's probably credible. This is a 24-year-old individual. So now it's been established that DK's gonna do some stuff pure of heart. Some wonderful things. Terrific things, in fact. His dad's gonna try cucking Super Mario. 1981. I'm gonna say like 20-ish ADK. This is Cranky Kong. For now, he's gonna be Donkey Kong because it's a shared name. We have a problem with the Donkey Kong family heritage. Is DK the son or grandson of Cranky? Based on the aging stuff, Mario's working at a construction site by this point. This is confirmed by Wrecking Crew and the Mario movie. Plus, he has a mustache. This has gotta be at least post-high school. This isn't the face of an 8th grader. This is the face of your middle-aged barber. This is a father-son relationship. Good enough for me? Try to stop me. This is my video. It's mine. I get to choose. So as far as I'm concerned, these are the same and these are the same. The only contradictions I can think of is Country 1 refers to them as grandfather and grandson, which kind of boring. But then also in Mario Tennis, DK has his tennis partner be himself because Cranky Kong doesn't wear neckties, damn it. I know the common theory says the opposite, that we don't know the DK father. I know, I'm ignoring that, but like... does it matter? I mean, look at what we're doing here. So it's a good thing time travel exists. This is not impossible. DK has made himself tennis partners, just like Donkey Kong always says. Quote, you should never trust anyone but yourself, especially for tennis doubles. Arcade Donkey Kong sees Cranky Kong kidnapping beloved politician Pauline. Mario saves her, climbing up a construction site, and then Mario Uno reverses and imprisons Cranky. And the following year, 1982, Mario's like whipping Cranky Kong in a cage, having him balance on a barrel. Super Mario torments gorillas out of spite. Luckily, DK Jr. shows up, frees his dad, and then Cranky in 1983, where he decides the next thing he should do after a year of planning and a year of being tortured by Mario, he wants to go to a greenhouse and start smashing flowers. And then this guy, Stanley the Bugman, he goes, oh no, don't crush my greenhouse flowers, and it ends there. He sprays Cranky Kong too much bug spray, inhales it too much, destroys his lungs, now he's withering away back in Donkey Kongville. From here, not much happens. DK grows into the peak of male performances we all know and love. Cranky begins training his brain to genius levels. He also explores areas like the northern hemisphere. In just a few calm years, the Kongs would confine themselves in peace and prosperity, while the Mushroom and Koopa Kingdoms find themselves in endless war. And from this point, I want to better establish the rules with the 3K's family. The outer circle, the importance of the greater Mario universe. The problem with making a Donkey Kong timeline compared to just a Mario timeline Island is that they're near inseparable. One is a sister franchise of another. It's really funny to consider the fact that Mario and DK's most consistent story beat kind of technically hilariously relates to international affairs. Almost every Mario game revolves around Bowser being the ruler of an invasive state just so he can get within specific Elephant Peach, because in canon Bowser likes him big. As such, he's got to go out of his way to get Peach into checkmate positions where she'll have to surrender and take his hand in marriage. In the Mario movie, this put the Kongs in danger for becoming allied with the Mushroom Kingdom, but otherwise it's the equivalent of North Korea and Iceland interacting.
So, the way I'm gonna do the statement is
they don't. Peach Toadstool's socio-political circle in specific has been recognized, validated, and well documented, and it's important to look into. Some recognized groups and states of Mario's planet and the greater universe include the Mushroom Kingdom, the Koopa Kingdom, Diamond City, Wario. Wario is recognized as his own entity. Every unique kingdom in Super Mario Odyssey. The Bean Bean Kingdom, the Flower Kingdom, the Sprixie Kingdom, the Comet Observatory, Yoshi and Yoshi's Island as we've seen, Sarasaland, Delfino Isle, the Shroobs. I think they count as a fallen empire within a wartime era. I'm gonna treat them like the Ottomans. And New Donk City / Brooklyn in America, I guess. Now, the Kongs try to keep to themselves most of the time, with the exception of Cranky Kong being horny and endangering himself and his son, but Peach, in an effort to preserve the world and her connections for people, is typically the one responsible for hosting events like Mario parties, races, sports, and on occasion, DK's gangs will host a racetrack or a party board. Ultimately, it's the nations attempting to make some sort of alliance to greater threats. It's just that Bowser has a serious problem with starting invasions, mostly out of boredom. It's just because of things like people's remains being used as items and the Bowser space being a propaganda mouthpiece against his will. He's justifiably pissed about the presentation of his people, but they've gotten better about it. He's started to chill out a bit since Peach befriended people capable of rewriting the universe at will. For a majority of this, we will look at how these kingdoms interact with the Kongs, but truth be told, the main group we want to look out for is the Kremlings. This is King K. Rool. This guy's an asshole. To give an idea, across decades of political maintenance, Peach has only bothered to invite them to a single baseball event. Nothing else matters. Nobody hangs out with these guys. Nobody likes them. They have a generational dispute between the Kongs and the Kremlings. Things regarding land expansion, disputes on what's rightfully theirs. Neither are treated with the highest of respects. One of the main reasons for this never-ending conflict comes from the Crystal Coconut. The DK show can be canon. Why not? This is Captain Scurvy, a high-ranking Kremlin with a great-great-great-grandpa who had the crystal coconut and hid it in the eye of the sentient temple thingy Inka Dinka Doo. Years later, the magic coconut comes out of its eye. Little DK, baby DK, picks it up, and therefore it prophesizes him as the new ruler of DK-topia. So following the events of Donkey Kong's arcade trilogy, Super Mario Kart, time-traveling tennis time, and probably some other things I don't care about, it led to Donkey Kong Country on November 21st, 1994. This is when we get introduced to a ton of the Kongs. We're going to split them into three groups: the Donkey family, the Dixie family, and unrelated. Cranky's married to Wrinkly. They had DK Jr. / main DK, and then Donkey Kong has a nephew named Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong being like the main lackey and pal because DK's like